all children now are, exposed to this globally interconnected mass communication that is a tool, which is social media.
Right.
And how does that affect identity development when you want to simply explore and experiment with who you are, yet you're posting a picture that's permanently online and creating a track record, and oops, you thought you wanted to share something, but now someone has used that against you and shared it with the rest of your class. And, there's like, growing up is already tough enough.
For sure.
But now there's this heightened, body image focus around, are you getting likes and comments if you post that? And should you, try to change who you are so that someone likes your photo? It's just, I have a lot of compassion for young people, because a lot of the media training that we had as, young quote unquote public figures helped at least prepare us for what it meant to receive a barrage of comments that were negative, or even death threats that we had to get security for. But the average person is not trained to understand, like, we are a digital citizen and here are the rules for safe use of technology. So a lot of compassion for kids in general, as well as kid influencers who actually have even fewer legal protections than child actors. So right now, other than the state of Illinois, there is literally 0 laws in place to protect kid influencers from their parents, taking their money or exploiting them.
Oh my God.
And
that's wild.
It's wild because other forms of child labor are illegal. However, the entertainment realm and social media realm, basically federal government was like, we're going to, let the states sort out what they want to do individually.
Okay.
But even for kid actors, there are still 17 states that don't have a single law to protect a kid actor on set, which means when you're on a film set, ironically, the child is the least protected person.
That's insane. So is it supposed to just like fall into the parents' decision, or like how are they being?
I think it's both and, right? Like, it's the whole ecosystem. So of course, I hope that parents will have more resources, which I'm trying to design with some people to sort of say, hey, before you get into this, here are important questions to ask. Here's a game plan that you need. Here are tools to support your kids' development. But then there's also, like, on set, supposedly, the set teacher is there to also act as a welfare worker.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, let me just paint this picture real quickly. Let's say the cast has 6 kids. One of the kids is in a scene on set. The other is in hair and makeup. The other's in the school trailer. The other's somewhere else. 2 are hanging out wherever.
Right.
And you have one set teacher who's supposed to be able to monitor all of them at once.
Yeah.
And see if anything, any rules are being broken.
Right.
But also the set teacher is paid by the production company.
Yeah.
So let's say the production company's like, well, we need to get this shot. And if you force these kids to stay in school and not come into class, we're just going to fire you and get a new teacher.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
so
insane.
It's just like it's messy.
Yeah.
Because the industry wasn't designed to be a child-oriented environment.
Right.
And like I said, we can improve this. It's not something that we have to just like go and burn down.
Right.
The whole thing doesn't have to be destroyed. It's literally like, we have more education and awareness.
Exactly.
And we can like make some improvements.
Yeah. It doesn't have, like, I think it's one of those things where people are like, it's almost been just accepted that it is the way that it is.
Right.
But it actually could be so much better.
Yeah. And the part here, which is why it feels urgent, is because young people are actually losing their lives as a result.
Right.
So this isn't like, I'm just trying to take a really lovely life and make it even lovelier.
Mm-hmm.
There are perks and privileges that come with this job, yes. And there are also some really serious, harmful experiences that lead to young people suffering in extreme ways. And as a result, when I share these 3 statistics, people usually freak out a bit. So here you go. The first, if we're just talking about like the aspect of fame alone,
mm-hmm.
so we're not even dissecting what's going on set or like the abuse behind the scenes, just the experience of fame. The average lifespan for someone who's famous is 12 to 14 years younger than someone who's not famous in the States. So there's like, we're already signing up to live a shorter life.
Yeah.
The next fact is people who experience fame are 4 times more likely to die by suicide.
Wow.
And then the third is research shows that fame actually has the same addictive properties as drugs do on the brain. So just those 3 facts alone, when you think about exposing a child to the drug of fame, hooking them to the drug of fame before they even have a different map of reality to compare and contrast. They have no other reference point. It's intense to think what we're bringing into their lives.
Right.
And I can almost guarantee you most parents are not maliciously trying to hurt their kid.
Yeah, I wanted to ask your thoughts on the parents of it all. Because it's a huge factor.
Yeah. I mean, this is something I've been dissecting in therapy for, 15 years now, because I have no recollection of my mom ever pushing me, ever saying I wasn't allowed to quit, ever telling me I ought to be famous. Like, she was always, from my memory, saying, hey, is this still fun? Does this still feel like something you're passionate about?
Yeah.
How can I be supportive? And she made a lot of sacrifices. And I have 2 other siblings who have their interests, and she tried to get us all into the activities we liked.
Yeah.
I think it's that she had no idea the long-term impact on my health and development.
Yeah.
And there were no preparatory manuals.
Right.
It's interesting, like, as an adult, if you go and get a job, usually there's like a training period.
Yeah.
Or you at least see a 1 sheet about the company, and you get like a manual for, I don't know, their systems and processes. You sign with an agent, there's no onboarding.
Right.
You're just now in a job, in a commercial industry. And rarely do I think parents are thinking, oh, my child is the product for sale. I think they're thinking, oh, my child has a passion for this.
Of course. It's not really like, not always like a malicious intent behind it. And and it's hard because you're talking to these agents who are very, their job is to persuade and to negotiate and do all of those things. And if you're a parent and you don't know this industry, and like, how would a lot of parents, like, they're going to trust the people who are telling them this is the right way, don't worry about it, we'll figure it out. Like, you're kind of just experiencing this new thing together, but the child is, like you said, the product, and it doesn't they would never have it come off that way. So how would the parent even know?